Hey, what is up guys? Welcome once again to the channel. It's always great to have you back, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Remember that in this channel we talk about chemical and process engineering for both students and professionals. And more importantly, I'm going to be converting this video into a video series. We're going to be checking out the several job postings that exist out in LinkedIn, specifically the entry level, senior level, several salary options, and of course in different areas of the globe. We're going to be starting right now with USA. So don't hesitate and click on the notification bell right here so you get all my latest video, specifically on this video series. So now that you know this, let's get started. Okay guys, so just in case you are not quite familiar with the LinkedIn search, I'm going to be searching here for chemical engineer. And as you can see here, there are several options in these tabs. I'm going to be searching for jobs. Okay, depending on how you search, you will have several pre-filled or let's say default selections. Right now I'm going to be searching for chemical engineer or chemical engineering. You can do the same for process engineering or anything related towards chemical engineer. And I will be searching for United States right now in this specific video. Not only that guys, I want to be a little bit more picky because we have 31K results, which is a lot. So first thing first, job type, let it be a full. Then I want this to be an entry-level job for a recent graduate, most likely. I'm not going to be picking on companies, on-site, remote. Well, most likely going to be on site, but let's say we are open for this. Easy apply is the easy apply is essentially an option that allows you to apply directly via LinkedIn. It's very easy for the LinkedIn user, both ends, the recruiter and the one searching for a job, but not many jobs do that, so I'm not going to do that. All filters. So right now I'm going to be searching overall the options, but as you can see, the most interesting part is right here. 40K, 60K, 80K, 100K, 120K. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see how much. We have almost 15K results. So there's only 252 jobs that offer a 100K plus per year salary, which should be something very, very low. 80 should be something more feasible. 1,000. And remember guys, this is entry-level job, so I will aim something in between 60 and 80. So you can see 60 is 5K. Yeah, it makes much more sense. 40K, 6K. So we have 6 plus 5, 11 plus 1, 12. Well, it doesn't match up, but essentially you should be aiming something between 60 to 80. Right now, I'm not going to be analyzing that. Let's ignore this. And quickly, let's get started. Chemical engineer 1, not quite sure what does 1 mean, probably entry level 1, or for instance we have chemical process engineer 2. I don't know if these are several options or maybe it's a level within the company, so just keep that in mind. Honeywell, very known company, always you can check out here if you want to learn more about the company. But right now let's stick to the actual job, full time, entry level, my connections, and how many of my classmates have been working there. And let's go. Okay, so this is almost the blah 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 of the company. What you want to go is always to the summary. What are you going to be doing? Clearly stating entry-level position, performing routine engineering functions on a assigned project or sub-project of a general nature. Unlimited scope by applying standard mathematical, physical, or engineering technologies. So clearly this is very broad. Doesn't exactly say what you're going to be doing. Completes assignment with detailed instruction, very broad. Assist in the design and project process management of new and current projects. Okay, this sounds like almost an engineer assistant to an actual engineer, but it's okay because you're an entry-level engineer and this way you can learn more about this. Higher level chemical engineers. Okay, yeah, exactly what I was telling you. So this is a glorified way to tell you that you're going to be almost an assistant of a actual high-level chemical engineer, which has no problem because remember guys, you are not an actual chemical engineer. You just graduated right now, you don't know that much about chemical engineering. Participates in establishing operating procedures on new products and components, sounds interesting. Assists in the development of test procedures Okay, that sounds nice. Evaluation of test, product and process capabilities. This actually sounds great. This sounds like actual engineering job. My main question will be, are you going to be actually doing that or helping in doing that? And many times, let's get honest guys, engineering requires a lot of just manipulation of data, getting the data, applying that data, getting the data and all that, which sounds great when you talk about it, but it's actually kind of boring just to implement those data and read the data. Evaluates opportunity for defect prevention based on standard or accepted solutions, very broad. Prepares evaluations and reports, analysis, discrepancies. Okay, this sounds interesting. Actually making reports is going to be classical process engineering all the way. Assisting the preparation of products, of project definitions, drawing specifications. This sounds also like actual engineering job. Defines and acquires tooling, gauging, and other equipment necessary to manufacture, inspect parts too. Okay, yeah. Interacts with design agencies. Okay, this is great. You're actually interacting with other people, not alone with your boss, let it be, or the high-level chemical engineer. You're going to be interacting with agencies, suppliers, internal organizations. And this is very interesting, guys, because this may be actually great in the sense that you're actually leading, communicating and getting all this information, or it may be a very boring process in which you need to call insistently. So this is very hard to say if it's actual engineering job or not, but so far looks great. Provides technical assistance sounds very great, unless you're actually like a teleperformance or someone in telecommunication, just like telecom guy, trying to fix everything via just telephone is kind of boring. And believe me guys, I know process engineers that are actually just doing that. They say they're in technical sales or technical solutions, and they are just there chatting via phone, and it's not that nice. May perform other duties as required. Okay, yeah, well, this is classical one, at least they are writing it. And conducts healthy, safe, and environment stuff. Well, that's also classic. You must be US. We value, so this is the interesting part right here. And actually, I have a video on actual skills that employers look for, so definitely go and check it out. But for now, they value analytical skills, mathematical computations, computer software applications, and written documentation. Also technology methodologies and routine engineering projects. So overall, complex problem solving, troubleshooting, mathematical skills, and analytical skills. And location, Kansas City. So one way to identify how much they are offering is just simple go to this filter and click, let's assume this is say 60 plus. So you can see the job is not showing, so definitely must be something lower. Or let's say maybe higher, let's see. No, definitely lower. So yes, it's between 40 and 60K. So it sounds like you're going to be an engineering assistant for a process engineer. You're going to be learning a lot. My main question will be, how stagnant is that job? Are you likely to find another job within the company? How is it likely to you to actually climb the ladder? Is it a ladder at least? That's up to you guys. For the sake of this video, I want to check out this chemical process engineer. Same company, but let's go and check out the actual key responsibility. Familiarity in various types of unit operations, including reaction. Okay, so right away, you're getting to the hot stuff. So definitely this is way better job than the previous one, in my opinion, if you're looking something towards process engineering. Okay, your experience with both batch and continuous processes is a plus. Leading the coordination, so right away you're getting this concept of leading. So whenever you see leading or main chief, or actually something that says you're working towards that, is a serious position, not just an assistant one. So great that you are going to be working with R&D and the pilot plant. This is by far one of the funniest places that you're going to encounter, because you're going to be working a lot with this pilot plant. Supervision of the plant, operating 24 hours, so that's also a classical one on process engineering. Scoping and designing projects. Once again, this sounds major leagues. Expected to work with engineers in manufacturing and engineering and cost reduction initiatives. So this is great. This is not only all about you and leading, it's also about working in a team. I really think this looks very promising. Strong mechanical aptitude and troubleshooting skills with typical chemical processes. Troubleshooting all the way. This is process engineering, definitely. Must have bachelor degree in chemical engineering and 2 years of experience in chemical process or operations. So interestingly, funny to see that I specifically added entry-level job. I don't know how an entry-level job can have a requirement for 2 years of experience. My best bet will be, guys, don't care, just apply. Nothing going to happen. If they ask you, you can say whatever thing you think is actually worth, maybe that you were in an internship or you had an R&D experience or that you went abroad or whatever. The important thing is to get that interview landed. Okay, so AECOM. Let's check it out, entry-level mechanical or chemical engineer. So that's another thing that you can check out for is mechanical engineering. Maybe sometimes you can apply, they will not bat an eye. Maybe it's about actually implementing things or quality or actual process engineering, not that much into actual machine design or materials or so on. So definitely also check out for that option. Okay, quickly, blah, blah, blah. Well, definitely if you're actually interested, check this out, guys. But what I want to do is the actual things that you're going to be doing. The responsibilities of the position include work and coordinate with multidisciplinary engineering teams. Okay. Civil and electrical engineering. So this may sound much more towards mechanical engineering, but still stick to the job if you really want it. Assignments will include developing, designing drawings, technical narratives. Okay, once again, this sounds very like office work, assistant work. Project execution will require the use of AutoCAD. Okay, at least you're using a actual engineering tool, AutoCAD Plant 3D. Once again, this seems much towards the mechanical engineering part, but doesn't mean that you cannot apply. Productivity, study, learn. Okay, so this sounds very generic. In my opinion, this is most likely going to be someone working with a lot of paper, a lot of drawings, a lot of certification maybe, a lot of documentation. So not that much actual work in the chemical plant, if there is any plant there. Most likely you're going to be in the office. Okay, this one right here. Cooper Tire and Rubber Company. That sounds very chemical engineeringly. This position is responsible for supporting manufacturing process and product quality by learning Goodyear standard. Okay, very abstract. The incumbent seeks solutions to the problem. Okay. Customer requirements, that's great, internal and external. So I really prefer when you see external customers, because that means that you're actually working with other customers or clients, not that much into the, whenever they say internal customers, it's actually just people working with you guys. So this may be tricky. This is a very generic description. So actually these are common tasks of everyday engineering. Monitor and report process performance, so KPIs. Learning and participate in plan optimization to deploy standards. Okay. Support the creation and maintenance of products and processes, technical specifications. Okay, so responsibilities, 50% technical proficiency. So actually knowing about technical solutions to solve problems. Okay. Problem solving and project management. Okay. Now guys, project management may sound great that you're going to be working with an actual project, but to be honest, project management many times means that you are just going to need to work with your scheduled time and your own resources. Let's go and check out this one right here, Chemical Engineer 1 Footwear. I'm very looking forward towards what is that they need a chemical engineer, most likely because of the polymers they're using in their footwear, or maybe the textiles. I don't know, let's check it out. Or maybe even the production. Okay, your job. You will have a sound, solid technical background in footwear knowledge. So that's great. They're already promising you to train you in footwear industry. So if you want to develop that, that's great. Especially on the show construction processing of bottom material. So essentially, we're talking about working on this part of the footwear. So that may be great. I'm not looking forward, if you're looking for polymer extrusion or that, this may not be the case. Maybe it's already constructed and you're just manufacturing or just pasting it and working with it. So let's see what else we can rescue from here. Provide technical expertise to organize, process, and track new projects. Okay, sounds great. Lead and manage technical aspects. process flow chart to ensure smooth transition to manufacturing. So essentially this is process engineering 101. So you have a plan and you need to implement it in the actual manufacturing. Work with innovation, drive complex, okay, continually, no. Okay, I like this. Work with factory and vendor to reduce the VOC, which is essentially the volatile organic material or compounds, which sounds very non-healthy or hazardous, while upper painting and 3D printing. So if you're into shoes, this may be very promising, guys. If you're into very chemical materials, this may not be the case, but this may be an entry level position, so you get used to shoes or maybe the actual polymer 3D printing. This can bring you to other places, so definitely worth checking out this job. Let's go to this one right here, which I'm pretty sure, guys, that you're interested. And of course we got Tesla. Cell engineering, and we are not talking about biological cells, we're talking about electrical or electrochemical cells. The role: Tesla material groups, highly motivated, okay, blah blah blah. As a process engineer, you will study and novel manufacturing processes, okay, become the first on the ground, so that sounds very process engineering, I love that. In the Austin plant, it's the very first like big city, well, Oklahoma City, but Austin, like an actual nice city worth checking out. If you're into big cities, if you are irrelevant or you don't care that much. And of course, we're not checking out the salaries, guys, right now. We should expect something between 60 to 80K overall. Responsibilities: provide technical support, okay, classical one. Develop operating procedures, okay, that's also classic. As a process engineer, you will need to actually implement stuff. Initiate, develop, and lead implementation. Collaborate with R&D, research and development. Okay, to be honest, this sounds very, very broad. It does not state something technical. Are you going to be working a lot in the chemical plant, in the pilot plant, in the manufacturing plant? Are you going to be studying the actual batteries, the actual cells, or are you going to be producing them? It's not quite straightforward. Exceptional ability in understanding engineering fundamentals. Experience with process monitoring. Once again, entry-level job. How do you expect to have process monitoring experience other than being in a co-op or an internship that had specifically that? It's kind of hard to do this. Statistical process control. So honestly, it's way easier to get a one-year job related towards process engineering and say that you have the experience. Okay, working with high purity production facility. Yeah, this is not an entry job, guys. This is definitely looking for someone that may be between 1 to 3 years working in a process industry already. Unilever, I think this is going to be the last one that we're going to check out. Definitely Unilever is one of the top companies, chemical companies around it. They should be one of the best chemical companies to work in. So let's check it out. Okay, so process engineering role is to, okay, 0 defects, 0 waste, 0 losses. That's almost impossible. You cannot have 0 defects. This is like the definition of Six Sigma. By definition, you have defects. 0 waste, impossible in any process engineering. There's always waste. And 0 losses. I don't know what they mean with that, but anyways. Working directly with the line crews. So on the daily basis, process engineering also acts as a trainer. Okay, you're going to be working with people. Process engineering is responsible for validation of process. Okay, let's go to who are you and what are you going to be doing in this company. You are a born leader. Okay, I like the way they approach this. Of course, companies are looking for leaders that can be paid so they can carry the company on. Taking responsibility for building your team's performance and sharing your best interventions to help support other lines in their improvement. You're a strategy guru. Leverage technical knowledge and systems approach to ensure factory lines and processes are optimal. You are a dot connector. By definition, a process engineer must be a dot connector. That's all the way true. Collect and analyze complex data to penetrate problems, phenomena, and of course, solve them. You love to win and have fun doing it. Building world-class factories, we will become more competitive in the marketplace. Okay. You are a storyteller. By providing consistent and near real-time informations, decision can be okay. Definitely this has no sense at all. I don't know why storyteller, but hey, they are trying to make like interesting this position. You're a change maker. Apply the full set of the WCM methods. what you will need: experience in statistics and process control. Once again, this is supposed to be an entry-level job. I don't know why are they doing this. Well, I know it. They want to get people with experience but pay them in the entry-level range of payment or salary. Minimum 3 years of experience in manufacturing environment. Definitely. I don't know why they filter in the entry-level jobs. And that's it, guys. This is what I wanted to show you guys, how you can search for chemical or process engineering jobs depending where you're looking for. Right now we search in the US, the whole USA, but I'm pretty sure that if you live there or maybe you want to move there, you may want to search per state or per city, maybe going and search for California or going for Texas, maybe something in the New York or Boston area, the Chicago area. That's up to you guys, but at least right now you know how to do it. And more importantly, guys, what I want you to get from this video is that there are many jobs that sound great but are on paper. Once that you go there, work there, you will see and read it, and you will be able to maybe allocate and say, okay, this first point is okay, I'm actually doing that. But many times a lot of this is just nonsense, documentational ones. The actual human resources department are in charge of making the positions interesting, so a lot of actual engineers apply to that. Imagine not having an interesting job to apply, or imagine that they are not getting enough applications just because the actual post is not good enough. Not only that, guys, I also want you to live with this tip. Apply to every job you like, regardless of the experience, regardless of anything of your actual skill set, if you can or not, if the requirements are satisfied or so, just apply. Applying is free, guys. Worst case scenario, you're going to get an interview. Maybe in the interview you rock. Maybe you get a lot of interaction with your future boss, or maybe you like the current team or so. Many times you will see that it's not actually the actual experience, but also the interaction, the human interaction that they saw with. Of course, in entry levels it's way harder. They will just filter out those persons, and of course they are going to get rid of you, but many times they will allow you to get to the next stage and hopefully you make your magic happen. So guys, what do you think about this video? Please let me know in the comment sections so we can argue about the so-called entry-level jobs, which are not so entry-level, and more importantly, let us know your tips. What can recent graduates do in order to get a job? Should they apply to certain job positions, or should they avoid certain positions or companies? What other tips can you share with us? I'm pretty sure that this discussion is going to help a lot of young engineers. So guys, that's it. Remember that this is the first video on this series of videos that I'm going to be uploading. The next one is going to be in different countries, different positions, maybe senior level, maybe positions that are above 100K per year, maybe another video or so. But for now, ensure to subscribe if you haven't, guys, and that will be it. I'll see you in the next video.